It's three things in life that's certain: death, taxes, and 85 gonna always be open.
Hey, my name is Vince, and before I get into today's video, we just hit 1,000 views on my video Carson Palmer vs. Joe Burrow. That is insane. That means I have 3 videos with over 1,000 views and one of them with over 2,000 views. The channel is also getting more and more subscribers each day, and it's so crazy to think about how much this channel is blowing up right now. Anyway, that's enough talk about that. Let's get into today's video. We're going to be predicting the Bengals record this season and how many wins I think this team can get. I'm going to go over each game after I pick which team I think will win, and I'm going to explain why that team wins or why the Bengals win. So without further ado, and with all that being said, let's predict which games the Bengals are going to win and lose this season. So the first team we have to face are the Vikings this season. The Vikings may be coming off a rough year, but most of that was because of injuries and people pulling out due to COVID. They're going to be getting people like Eric Kendricks and Michael Pierce back on defense, plus additions like Patrick Peterson to the cornerback room. The offense played very well last season as well, and the only concern for it right now is the offensive line. Our defense has been looking very ferocious in camp and very hungry this year, and if the defensive line has been doing what it's been doing in camp, I think this Vikings line might have a really tough time dealing with us. But overall, the Vikings still have more time together as a unit, and they have more experience on the field. Me personally, I think the Vikings are going to be a very tough team to beat this year, and I think they'll be a playoff team. This plus the reasons I just stated, and it being week 1 straight out of the gate, I think we're going to take an L here. This game is mainly going to be about keeping Joe Burrow protected and upright and good to go for the rest of the season, and also making sure this offense can gel. After that, we're going to be moving on to the Bears. The Bears have made a lot of changes this offseason, like drafting Justin Fields at quarterback and also losing a corner on defense that was very vital to them. The team also reshaped some other aspects of the offensive lineup and have a young receiver possibly on the come up in Darnell Mooney. As far as early matchups early on for the Bengals, this is probably one of the toughest ones you can get, but the main factor here is that Andy Dalton will most likely be starting in week 2, and Fields probably won't start until later on in the season. This means we have the quarterback advantage. And of course, no disrespect to Dalton as well, by the way. Dalton is probably our best quarterback statistically in our franchise's history, and is definitely no scrub. But his best days are most likely far behind him, and I don't think he's going to be able to elevate this team past the Bengals this season. So as an early week 2 matchup going on, I think the Bengals are going to take this one here. Very tough call for me to make, but I just think we're better than the Bears with Andy Dalton starting at quarterback. After that, we're going to be playing Pittsburgh, and this one is going to be a very tough one to call early on in week 3. I won't spend too much time on the division rivals and going into how we match up with them. I've already done that in Bengals versus the AFC North on one of my videos previously. Please check that one out. This one's hard to call early on because we still don't know how this team will be gelling in week 3, and the same goes for the Steelers. Maybe early on in the fresher Ben is, the Steelers will take this one here, but I just think we're going to sweep the Steelers this year. It's just a gut feeling I have, and like I said in my other video, I just think we match up better than the Steelers this year. But if you want me to be completely honest, in week 3, I think you can really make this a coin flip here. After that, we're going to be back home facing the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. You saw what we did last year. Both teams improved, but I don't think Trevor Lawrence is going to be ready in week 4 yet at this NFL level. Don't get me wrong, I think this is definitely a trap game possibility for us, but if this team really has a win now mindset like T. Higgins and the rest of the squad has been saying, this team has to perform and win games like this specifically. After that, we're going to be moving on to the Packers, and of course the Packers are retaining Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams at least for this season now, and I don't think we really have a chance in this one. Packers are just so balanced right now, and I just don't think we're going to stand up very well next to them, and I don't think it's our time yet to beat the Packers. And after that, it's on to Detroit. I'm just flat out going to say it. I think we're going to dominate this game, and I think this is going to be our biggest win of the year and our biggest blowout. I think the Bengals are going to take this game very seriously, and as a way to say we made the right pick with Jamar Chase over Penei Sewell, and I think they should take it personally. If this is our prove it year and our show it year, we have to prove it by showing dominance against a team like the Lions and show we made the right pick. Now, we may be riding the wave on 4-2 right now, but of course you know our next opponent, Baltimore. We still don't know if this linebacker core or defensive line group can stop Lamar, and I'm not betting on it unless I see it in game this season. I think the Ravens have more chemistry right now, and they're the better overall team, and I think they win this one. Ravens are tough, man, and I'm really sick of Lamar. Now, Jets here, they have trap game written all over it, and I'm really scared of this matchup, to be honest with you. Main reason for that is they have Carl Lawson, who they signed from us this season. If the Jets are going to win this game, I think they have to do it off a Carl Lawson revenge game, and he has to play lights out and make game-changing plays for this team. However, I think up to this point, the offensive line will have gelled well enough and be able to work together as a unit good enough to stop Carl Lawson and this Jets defensive line and pull out the win for this Bengals squad. After that, then we have to take on the Browns. The Browns will be very good this season, I think, and they arguably have the best defensive line in the North this season. I think the Browns are going to be a playoff team and possibly win the division, and I think they're going to take this one here. Now we head into the bye week, and here we're sitting at a 5-4 record right now. At this point, we'd be over 500, we'd have a great morale boost, and we'd have good momentum heading into the second half of this season. I think the bye week also offers a good amount of rest for this team and a way to scheme heading forward. And boy, we are going to need all of the momentum and morale we can get because the second half of this season is brutal. So straight out of this week, we're going to be playing the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders made a lot of changes to this team in the offseason, and I think their defense is going to be the best part of this team this season. However, I think their offense took a step back, and there's a lot of holes they need to fill going forward. John Brown has only had 2 1,000-yard seasons in his career, and he's 31 years old, and he's coming up on the end of his career, I think. Their second wide receiver is Henry Ruggs, and I'm not too much of a believer in him, to be honest with you. Josh Jacobs averaged really bad numbers with an injured offensive line, and they just lost Rodney Hudson plus some other pieces, and I don't think reaching on Alex Leatherwood will help with that. I think this offense is going to be a lot worse this season, and it's going to put the defense out on the field more than they should, and I think that's going to be a problem for them. So in conclusion, I think we're going to take this one against the Raiders here. I think the Raiders are overrated, and I think they need to fix some things before we can consider them a possible playoff team. After that, we're going to be going to play Pittsburgh once again, and I think this is a clean sweep here. I think we dominate Pittsburgh in the second matchup. First one is a coin toss, really, but I just don't see how we lose this second matchup here. Also, as I'm recording this, the Hall of Fame game just happened, and the Cowboys and Steelers were terrible. Mainly the Steelers cornerbacks. I saw Pierre and Sutton were starting for them, but not Hayden, and they were getting burnt bad. Like, they didn't really make any plays until like the second or third string started coming out for real, and it just didn't look pretty whatsoever. I'm not a fan of this Steelers secondary room at the moment. Okay, I think that's a little too much slandering the Steelers. Sorry, I think I went a little overboard again. I really don't like them, but I gotta stay neutral. I really like their defensive line group. I'll say that. The defensive line looked pretty good for them. Anyway, now this is where the really tough part of the schedule comes in, and I think this is where this team may struggle. Out of the gate here, we got to go against Herbert and the newly revamped Chargers, and I think this team is really good and it's going to make a playoff spot this season. This team is just overall better as a whole than the Bengals, I think, right now, but unless our defense steps up and makes huge plays and really shows how good it is as it's been doing in camp, we have a really good chance here at winning. However, like I said, I like the Chargers structure as a team more than the Bengals right now, and I think at this point, I'm going to have to give them the win here. I think Chargers fans and Bengals fans should definitely put this game on their calendar. You know what? Screw it. The entire NFL should put this game on their calendar. This game is going to be awesome to watch. After that, we're going to then face another ferocious team in the 49ers, and this one is going to be hell. If this 49ers team is healthy by this point, I don't see any chance we win. Their run game is too strong, and until I see it on the field, I'm not going to put faith in our team to stop the run right now. And after that, I think we're going to face the biggest wild card so far on the schedule in the Broncos. The Broncos, I say, are the biggest wild card because they have a fantastic team right now. They have Von Miller returning, they have a great defensive line as a whole next to him, they drafted arguably the best cornerback in the draft in Patrick Surtain, and they also signed Kyle Fuller from the Bears. They also have a top 3 safety duo in the league, fantastic young wide receivers in Jerry Jeudy and Courtland Sutton, who's coming back from injury, and a great veteran workhorse back in Melvin Gordon. And if you're wondering why this is a wild card, I'll say it in one word: quarterback. We have no idea how good Drew Lock will be in his third year, and we don't know if he'll be able to come back from his sophomore slump. For all we know, he could be complete trash or he could be a complete stud by this point of the season. We don't know. All we can say is if they make the playoffs or not, it will be depending on Drew Lock. And for that reason right there, I think we got to go with us taking this one here. I think it's going to be a very close game, but I just think we match up better if Drew Lock isn't up to par this season, and I don't believe he will be. After that, we're going to get Baltimore again, and we just get them in the worst absolute spots. Let me just say it real quick. In our first matchup with them, this is when they usually get going and start getting their groove, and at this point when we face them the second time, this is when they're on and they cannot be stopped usually. I don't think we beat Baltimore this year, and it's a clean sweep for them against us. Then we're going to be going on to face the Chiefs, and I hope we can put up a good enough battle for us, because I see zero chance we win this one. Okay, I lied. There's a decent chance, but I just don't see it happening at week 17 when there's now a week 18 in this year. I think up to this point, the Chiefs will still be battling for a spot and will only rest their players in week 18, not week 17. I think the main focus of this game is just to see where we're at and use this momentum in whatever we do against the Chiefs to carry into next season. And then that will lead us to the final game of this season, the Browns. This may sound a little anticlimactic and just a little too short, but I am going to keep it short and sweet. I think the Browns will be resting their players in week 18, and I think we're going to win based off that. And as a result, this team is going to finish 9-8 on the season. I think we just missed the playoffs in this scenario, and I think Zach Taylor does enough to keep his job heading into next year. And nobody should be mad with this. This is a huge jump from 4-11-1 to 9-8. That's a 5-win difference. I don't know about you guys, but I would be ecstatic about this season if this happened, and I think it would give a lot of momentum heading into next year for us, and I think we can make the playoffs at that point. Hey, thank you for watching. Before I get into the rest of this outro, I'll cover some more training camp stuff real quick. The defense is looking very hungry this year, and it's giving the offense a lot of problems. However, do not be concerned, it's only 1 week into camp so far. Burrow's also a little iffy on the knee still according to Tyler Boyd, and again, do not be concerned, it's only 1 week into camp once again, so please do not be worried until the first preseason game rolls around. Then I think you can be concerned a little bit and ask yourselves, what could be going wrong with this offense right now? Speaking of preseason, I should give some updates real quick regarding next week and the week after that's videos. Next week, the first preseason game against the Bucks is going to be on Saturday and late at night. I will probably not upload until the Sunday, the day later. Hopefully I can get it out by then, but I'll be doing an instant reaction with a face cam to that. And then the week after that, I'm actually going to be going to the game Bengals versus the Washington football team, and I will be there and watching the game, and I will do a vlog for that. It's going to be the first football game I actually attend, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. And I hope you guys enjoy the vlog I do for that. I've never done a vlog for that either, so it's going to be a little interesting to see how I can do it. And plus, I'm going to have to edit like a madman on the night before Saturday. And then after that, I'm probably not going to upload on Saturday anymore. I'm probably going to be uploading every Sunday so I can have time to make the videos and edit them. So yeah, just some quick updates I wanted to get out of the way before I did this outro real quick. Anyways, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what other videos you'd like to see me do and what you thought of today's video today. If you want to see my unfiltered side, make sure you follow the link down below to follow my Twitter or on the screen right here. Anyways, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in next week's video. Have a great day. Be safe. Hoo day.